not many people on it, and so it's barely ever congested, and it's always runs super super fast. I get the lowest pings in every game since I've been up here out of anywhere that I've lived in my life.
Yeah, what's your ping rate?
Like in MWO, it's normally 15 to 28.
Holy cow!
See, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but it's Midco. They got a massive. I don't know. They got a couple lines that run.
They have
through
a data center right near there, like a Midwest data center or something.
He's like living in a lot right next to the switch site or something.
Right. He's right next to the NSA data center, so he just gets some bandwidth super fast. Before they moved the PGI servers, they had one over here on the West Coast, and my connection went up to the Seattle data center, and then it would be 10 milliseconds is all it took to get onto the main backbone that went clear across the world, basically across the country, then over across the oceans and stuff. So I had a 10 millisecond ping, and 30 milliseconds by the time I got over to Canada's server. And now it's like 120, 130 milliseconds now that they've moved it. So I'm not real happy about that.
All right. To get me in your game, I know I was having problems playing with my buddies recently here. And the way we got it was adding me on Steam and sending me a direct invite through Steam.
I don't use this through Steam, though, so that probably won't... It might work, maybe, you think?
You're not on Steam?
No. I have a Steam account, but it's never loaded, and I don't launch the game through Steam.
Oh, fail.
Give me your... I'm going to give you an invite code here in chat in... Well, here, I'll
Is your strum going yet? I don't see it.
Yeah, it's I just gave you an invite code in your personal messages. I don't know if it's going to work. You can give me your code, and I can try to put it in here. I think we had trouble with this last time, didn't we? Drax is on a call. It'll be another 10 minutes. If you don't have a spot, it's all good. So that's, and then Mittens is sitting here waiting patiently.
I don't even know how to add this code.
Click add new contact. Top left of the contact spot.
Dark Marauder.
What does that show me?
No,
Mittens.
I got you in contacts. So
Bad life choices forever. Thanks so much. Give me your code. Maybe I can do it that way. Where are you going to put it?
Same spot you gave me yours.
On your thing? Okay. Go back over here. Copy. Yeah, they could have done a better job with this part.
Through Steam, everything's super easy. Like my buddy, I had the original game on Origin, is it, or whoever has the game originally, and then my buddy got me the game and all the DLCs on Steam because we were sick of having problems.
Okay, I got you. It says you're offline, but I got you.
Oh, weird. I'm not offline.
Yeah, it won't let me send you an invite because you're not online. You probably don't know that you're not online, but I'm telling you. Oh, there you are. No, you're in.
Oh, too late. I had already clicked it. Coming back.
Invite game. You're in. Ta-da! Drax. I don't know if Drax can play while we're doing this. I guess that'll be interesting. Let me send him a message real quickly.
McFlurry's delicious with M&Ms.
You guys, I can't believe you guys go to McDonald's. It's so terrible.
I went to McDonald's tonight and I got a McFish meal. And I was not happy with it at all. The prices are insane. The fries at McDonald's suck now. The fish was dry. They screwed up the whole order, man. They
Did you
give me
tell them?
extra Thai sauce. They didn't give me a receipt. I was going to call them back up and be like, hey, what is this garbage that you guys gave me for $10.80? And you didn't give me my tartar sauce. You didn't, dude, this... I'm still pissed and upset. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I've been looking forward to a McFish for so long. I finally get it, and it cost me $10.80 for that little 4-bite sandwich. And then it was just dry and no tartar sauce. And I asked for extra tartar sauce, extra mayo, extra ketchup on the side, so that way
all
I
right.
could have the mayo ketchup.
We are overtonned.
Send an invite again.
Well, you got out? What?
I told you I had already clicked the button. And
It says you're in here. Pending invite. I'll resend it. Try it again.
there we go. Now it's showing up. Holy crap. Joining game, connecting to host.
Yeehaw.
This is the first time we got the in-game, or I've got the in-game deal to work. When I was playing with my buddies, this would not work.
I think it's got to come from the host like I did if you're not on the same platform for the launcher. But I'm guessing on this. So we're overtonned by 20. Hellbringer's in a fire starter, so we're going to have to take Captain
I barely
Roper.
played this game, so I don't know what to do, so you guys need
Roper.
to take control.
Well, you're in a lot of hurt then because I barely know what to do either. Wait, close. I want to change.
I don't care what mech you guys put me in. I'll do what you need. I'm just here to help.
What happened to Roper? I want to keep Roper in there. All right, let's go to the Stalker. We need something that is a little lighter. Stalker's 65 tons, so we could stick it down to 45.
Drax is Captain Roper.
Yeah, well, that's what was last time maybe. Put him in the Vindicator. That gets, we got 10 tons more. I didn't realize that. Ooh. So the Vindicator's for us. I can go 55. Can't go 60. I don't have a 55, do I? Oh, a Devrish. There we go. Why did that not go up in tonnage? Doesn't make sense. Did somebody else go down? Devrish. I'm in the Mad Cat. We can go to let's do this. Now we're over. That's weird.
Oh, that's right. My escape button does not work in this game. I don't know what it is, but
it's interesting. It doesn't really match.
My escape button does not work, so I can't escape out or get to some of the menus because
I go 5 tons and it goes 10. That's weird. Oh well, we'll just go with this. All right. I don't know what our mission is. I think we left it here with the chance for a mission is what happened. And I got to go down back into here. Oh, Pyro's here. Pyro, did you want to join us?
Howdy. Yeah, if we can get the invite to work.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't we at 4?
There we go. Hang on.
If we're at 4, he can have my spot, and I'll go back with
No.
Mitch.
Invite.
I'm really confused because you said Drax is here.
Drax is on a phone call though and can't get right in. So, do you see the invite?
No. Why don't you remove me and try to add me again, and see if that works. Like cancel the
as
invite.
A friend, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Dark, I added you as a friend on NWO last night, and you did not accept.
Liar. Really?
No lies.
I'm starting to tear up a little bit.
Me too. Where's my invite, Pyro? What the heck?
All right.
Pretty sure we're already friends.
Send me your invite code. That's what worked for Hellbringer. I haven't been into Mechwarrior since then, so I haven't seen it. Miss BNR, this game looks like so much fun. It is fun, but for some reason, getting started is less than ideal.
And it worked. Like, I've played with you in this game before, and so I don't understand what's messing up now.
Where'd you put the invite code? Oh, up here. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Copy. And then we're going to go add contact, search,
Yep.
confirm.
Oh, that's not true, and you know it, McFish. This is at least an interactive game. In MWO, you just get to play the search game forever.
That's right. And then you watch that thing go round and round. It's a different kind of game. This game, we actually think we're doing something all that time, right? All right. You are, I think, in Roper's slot, maybe?
I still don't see an invite.
I actually gave you an invite. Why did they make this so dumb?
I don't know. And I don't know if it's
It
because
says pending
you're on
invite,
Epic, right?
I'm gonna resend it. But it worked for Hellbringer just a minute ago.
Can I switch to a different mech, possibly? How am I supposed to damage with a bunch of flamers and two machine
We've got a
guns?
limited tonnage, and we're close to that. So you got to do whatever our tonnage will allow. I'm going to cancel this invite, and I'm going to resend the invite. Pending invite. Because this is dumb. It knows who you are, and it won't let you in.
Yeah. And I don't... Are you playing on Steam or Epic?
I'm on Epic.
Okay. I wonder if that's the problem.
You said, well, we just got around that with Hellbringer. He was on Steam and I was on Epic, and this is what worked. But we did both. We did his first, and then we, I sent him mine, and then he sent me his. Why don't you send me? I'll send you one. I'll send you my code. Maybe we both have to be friends. We have to both friend each other. That means I need to go back. I'm lost. Cancel invite, open slot, my invite code, copy. Okay, right here, I'm going to put right below yours, mine. You try to find me and add me with that as a friend.
It says failed to find contact.
With that code I just gave you, that fancy code?
Correct. Yes.
It's a great code.
And I have no pending invite showing. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to try invite again. I took your invite away so I could start it clean. Try it again. Look again. Wow, this is an exciting game. You're right, Miss BNR. 30 minutes of front-loaded fun. we could have waited for 3 drops by now. Is what it is, McFish. Nothing, huh?
Nothing's come up. That's so weird. And it was the same thing it was doing last time too.
Yeah.
That's funny. I can find myself as a contact, but it doesn't. Oh well. You guys just do a drop, and I'll go googling or something.
See if you can figure out something. Go check and see. Well, you can drop with a fish in Mechwarrior 5 or you could go search, see what's going on. I know Drax is coming in at some point, but not if you're here. So if you can have his slot, you'll bump him out. I don't know.
Technically, we don't need the Star of Dark Marauder show here. I mean,
yeah, we'll drop. Wait, did it come in?
Wait.
Did it come in? Took 3 times? 4 times?
No, I figured out what I did.
What? You unfriended me?
No, I disabled crossplay, thinking that crossplay would include console players, but it must also include Epic players.
Wow. There you go. That's probably the real answer.
Maybe that's the problem that I was having with my buddies earlier.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Where is that? Where is that to change that?
Yeah, under options, it was like under gameplay. I was trying to see if I could trigger like a firewall type of setting.
Hey, Panzer. Welcome. Which mech's the ugliest one? Not my Marauder, I hope. You know what I think is really cheap about this game is you can't spin your mechs around in the mech lab, in the mech bay. That's ridiculous. We should be able to spin each one of these mechs around and twizzle.
That's how you keep yourself busy until the drop starts.
I know. Panzer, how you doing? Long time no see. We haven't seen you around for a while. Okay, we're going to drop. Are we at tonnage? We're good. Now if I could just find the button to drop. Ready. So you'll have to ready up. Sorry about the coughing. Don't worry about the cough. It's the cough that carries you off. You got to worry about.
After this battle, if I'm got to stay in this fire starter, I need
you have to ready up.
Ready.
It says ready across the board, doesn't it?
Just pilot has
there's a
a
checkbox. How do I get that checkbox to go?
I don't know. You have to say ready, maybe. You know,
Well,
I know.
Before you guys all interrupt me.
Sorry.
Is I need some lasers or something. There's like no weapons on this mech. It's flamers.
Are you serious? Okay, you're gonna have to pick a different mech.
There's like 4 or 6 flamers and 2 machine guns. I don't know how to.
Just use the flamers. The flamers shut things down, and we'll come kill them, or you can just burn them and kill them with the machine guns.
I found the ready button.
I'm putting lasers on it after this battle.
No, Drax was all excited about running the flamers. Evidently, they're quite overpowered. So try it. Maybe you'll like it. I know. Yes, I have heard rumor, and I have actually witnessed Mittens in other people's streams. And aside from it being a little shocking and offensive, the fact that Mittens subscribes to my stream now for the 11th month in a row, I just got to give him support. Gotta.
They paying you too much money over there, Frank?
I've sold out. I support all my supporters, even if I feel like what they're doing is, morally and ethically wrong. As far as, being in other people's streams, at least. Shoot, if you voted for president, Mittens, I might vote for you. Did I say voted? If you ran for president, is what I meant to say. Where are we going?
I'm stuck loading.
Oh, you're not in yet?
I see on your guys' screen you're running around. I'm still looking at a black screen.
The Farming Combine's main propulsion center. It's got to be... I don't know which one of these we need to go to. Anybody have a clue here? Do we go to the yellow carrot?
That seems like a decent idea.
I'm going to get some of these trees out of the way. It's much better view now. This kind of looks like maybe Idaho area. Oh, I just blew up a rock.
Good job, Dark. That's going to give the Lance extra money and
it's going to
bonuses.
It's going to make the enemies afraid. Very afraid.
I am still stuck in a loading screen. It's a black screen with a spinning atlas head in the bottom right.
That is not a good sign.
Oh.
We kind of need you with our team.
Does this have rejoin if he left and tried to come back?
I sure hope so. So much for that short ping, huh?
I heard the lady talking, telling us what to do and stuff, but...
we weren't listening to her, though. We get to the Farming Combine's main propulsion center. I think this is a rescue mission.
Should I sit here and wait on this black loading screen, or should I force quit and...
I think you should force quit and try to rejoin. See if you can. If not, we'll do the best we can, and maybe we're going to lose our bacon. Hellbringer disconnected. Get to the farm main control center. What do we do once we're here? Anybody remember?
I do not.
You just crossed in front of me. How rude.
I'm traveling in a straight line, sir.
Maybe I can't steer.
Hostile forces just crossed the perimeter, Commander. They're heading your way.
All right.
We are
gotta
defending. As I walk through a skyscraper.
All right. So kill all enemy. Defend population center. All right. Where are they coming? Incoming up top. We have also some.
Hostiles have just destroyed a residential area.
It's not looking like I can get back in unless we go through that invite stuffs that we did to get me in there in the first
Oh my
place.
gosh. Okay, I can try to do that if you guys can hold these guys for a moment.
Sure can.
Resend invite. Invite's pending. I'm moving down to help you guys.
Connecting to host. Looks like it's loading in.
I just headshot him.
Kill.
That's what he needed. It's not what he wanted, but it's definitely what he needed. There's a chopper or tank, and I can't. I'm in amongst the buildings, so I can't really tell which.
Watch it out there.
I bet you I know exactly what the problem is because I'm stuck at black loading screen again. I have mods enabled. You guys probably
Turn
don't
your
have
mods off, man.
Yep, that's what it is. I gotta force quit again. Hold on.
That's funny. I tried joining one of his games with mods, but it wouldn't even let me join the game.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, well, okay, yeah.
Well, I couldn't even join his party.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Well, the party was after the game.
After party.
It was an after game party.
And I wasn't invited. Let's see how it is.
We have an aircraft above us, I think.
Yeah, I don't have enough reach to get him, but soon. There we go.
One tank down. Where's the other tank? I see him on my scope. Oh, there he is. He's down. We got Mechs over here. And they're in the city. That's not good. Try to lure them out if you can, so we don't have to destroy the city that we've got to try to keep alive. Maybe he's on the other side of the city.
Alright, there. Invite me again.
Right in the thick of battle right now. I'm shut down. Run a little hot here. Uh-oh, is somebody torching me? Is that why I'm shut down? I think I'm being flamed. I need some help.
I haven't seen flamers.
I'm still shut down.
Nice kill over there.
It's a bug, maybe. I can't see what I'm shooting at. What's the... How do I shut down and repower up?
P?
There we go. I got rid of it.
Was P it?
Yep, thank you.
They're heading your way.
Dropship inbound.
Okay, I can
sorry,
give you. I can get you an invite now.
Yep, invite me. Do it. Do it. Do it now.
Do
Get
it.
to the
Do it
chopper.
now.
Do it.
Get to the chopper. Invite sent.
Alright, join again. Connect to the host to see if it works this time. Pretty sure it will because I
Got one of the choppers. Don't know where the other one went.
Oh, look at that! I'm in.
Yeehaw! Get over here.
I'm running, Jenny.
We're taking a
Oh,
beating.
it spawned me right next to you guys.
Oh, that's
Holy
nice.
crap! This is out. Hold on. Oh, I can't escape to get to the options to turn the sound down.
You're just gonna have to play loud and hot.
Oh my
Got
god,
it.
this is so loud.
Oh, it didn't kill him. I thought we killed him.
He's taking a beating.
Yeah, he is. There's a awesome over here. Let's get the little guy first, I guess. He's not so little either. Do we have cool shots in this thing? I don't remember. I don't play it often enough to really be intimately acquainted. Acquainted.
I seem to have a blue bar that could very well be cool shot if I knew how
Where would
to
it
trigger
be?
it. Next to your heat.
If you do Hoop King, they should take you because sorry, Dark. I've just turned out to be a bit of a shocker of a day.
Are you okay?
Sorry to hear that.
No.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, no, yeah, everything's fine. I just had a series of phone calls and now I've got dinner, so I'm sort of running out of time to do it.
Yeah, okay.
It's 1 in the morning where I'm at, Drex.
Is it 1 a.m.? My God,
Hey,
you
I'm
Americans,
up in
man.
Canada. No, I'm in Canada. Come on,
Hey, Hoop
I'm
King.
not that way. Go
Welcome.
on. Hello, Dark.
Oh.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How you doing?
Just been promoting your brand.
Oh, bless your stinking little heart.
Oh, come on. You know better than that. Be hanging
So
out.
don't bless his heart, I guess.
No, please don't. I just actually got out of heart surgery.
Oh, then I should bless your heart.
Oh,
No,
Really?
No, I'm here now.
Are you joking?
are you
No.
seriously had heart surgery?
Yes, yeah, 23 years old.
What
How
did
are
you
you feeling?
like? What's the deal? What did you have heart
I'm
surgery
ready
for?
to- I got diagnosed with it's called Wolff Parkinson's White syndrome, and it gives you it's a birth thing, so you have like heart palpitations and all that
Oh
stuff.
wow.
Makes you lightheaded and all that stuff. And I'm a flat roofer, right? Commercial flat roofer. So I got an episode at work. I got lightheaded, almost blacked out, fell off the roof.
Holy crap, dude.
Wow.
So I was deemed a liability, and now I'm on medical, and now I had to get the heart surgery done, and I might have to get a pacemaker installed in 3 months.
Wow.
So yeah, I kind of kept quiet about it. Like I wanted to. I've been playing. I've been on my journey to Pilot 1 because I started playing. I started playing Mechwarrior online because of Dark.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It is your fault.
Our
It is your fault.
Completely
condolences.
that's
No,
a
I
bad
scratched-
life choice right there, Doug.
Yeah, right there.
I scratched his paint enough times. Yeah, I'm all right with it. And now I think I'm Pilot 3. I'm on my way to Pilot 2.
Oh, tier 3, yeah.
Yes, and I've been just grinding on my way to Pilot 1.
See, you're probably better than me now. That's great.
I've been running a medium Vapor Eagle with dual Gauss rifles and 3 medium lasers, and
Hang on one second. Help bring our you close because we're getting pounded here.
Oh, okay. Can I?
That's
join
all right.
as
That's
well?
all right. I'm highly damaged. If you want to
We're
save the
full
next-
of it. If you hang out for a little bit, somebody will probably swap with you.
Well, I'll join-
Because we're doing MechWarrior. Do you have MechWarrior 5?
No.
That's
I'm
what we're
poor
playing.
right now.
We're playing MechWarrior 5.
Well, that's okay.
Normally
I'm
it's
happy to
Mechwarrior
come
Online.
here and talk. I'm happy to just come here and talk.
Okay, cool.
Hoop King, I feel like your life could be made into a rock song.
Well,
I just got killed.
You can't get killed. We need you to help us stay alive.
I don't.
Yeah, well, you got me in a mech with no weapons. I don't know how that.
Drax, how should he use that fire starter?
So the fire starter with the flamers and machine
Sucks?
gun.
Yes, I know it sucks. I know.
No, you basically don't shoot anything until you're close, so you don't get aggro, and then you just go around and around in a circle shooting the legs. I mean, unless you get some great back shots, you literally just get up close and go round and round in circles and just shoot their legs, and you should be fine.
That's what I just did in the entire lance, even though they were shooting at the rest of the guys. As soon as I hit them with the flamers, they all turned and looked at me.
No, but clearly you.
And then they deleted me.
Well,
This guy won't die.
Anyway, I've got dinner.
like,
I'll see you guys later. I just thought I'd come in and let
I
you
just
know.
died.
I'm sorry.
Drax,
I really
I'm
wanted to jump with you,
happy
but
to talk to you.
Okay.
You can
that's
have
all
my
right.
spot, Rex. You can have my spot.
I've got to go. Sorry, Hoop King.
All right,
But
good night.
I
Oh
still
my
feel like
gosh.
Hoop King story should be turned into a
I'm
rock
glad
song.
you heard my story.
Yeah, I'm glad you're still
you.
alive and going through it, man.
I am too. Later, brother.
It's up to Mittens and Pyro.
Thank you, brother.
So you're out of the hospital now?
Yeah, I'm at home now. I'm watching the stream right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sounds like you're enjoying Mechwarrior Online though.
I am. I'm almost Bardell level. If you know who Bardell is,
No, Barraduel. Yeah.
Marauder, yes.
Yeah.
I watch his videos every day. I watch your streams every day.
Well,
Because
we're like the opposite of the spectrum.
No,
like
no,
he's
no,
a really
no,
good pilot, and
no.
I'm like, eh.
No, you're not. Listen, I've developed since with the whole, because when I got diagnosed, the doctor was surprised that I was alive. right?
Wow.
So in that sense, I've developed insomnia. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yep.
It sucks. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, see, but Hellbringer, you might have insomnia for other reasons. I have insomnia because I'm scared I'm gonna die.
So you're just afraid to go to sleep.
I am, yeah. My body's. But you know what? I love it because it keeps me in tune with all your streams. I know what you're doing all the time. Like I have this. I put your sticker, Dark. I put the sticker you sent me on my phone. So every selfie I take, every picture I take at the bar, with my friend's house, you're promoted. I promote you 100%.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh no, it's not hilarious.
It's great, but it's just you wouldn't expect people to do that.
No, it's what I would do for my friend.
Well, it's very kind of you.
You brought me into this game and you taught me a lot of things for this game.
It's my fault.
Wait,
It is your fault.
wait.
I scratched a lot of paint because of you.
Wait, so that means that you got a lot of bad skill sets that you need
Yes.
some better
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Listen, I'm a pilot too. And when
Hey,
I
we
started
lived.
with Dark, when I started with Dark, I was a pilot. When I was just a normal pilot, I didn't know how to play this game, and now I'm a pilot too. So Dark's teachings might just have brought me to where I want to be.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
But
don't give him that.
whether-
Don't give him that kind of
whether
boasting.
or
You're gonna increase his ego too much.
Yeah, don't turn him into...
Oh, I'll boost his ego all day.
I wonder if we should redo that mission with all four people, because we
He's a
just
good
really
man.
got hammered.
Good man.
Well, if you're going to redo that mission, we got to have somehow a weapon I can use, or a mech I can use that has weapons on it. Not,
Yeah. Okay. So like we lost
No, I'm watching this.
6 million and a half Seabills.
Oh, I wish you guys were playing.
It's almost like
Mechwarrior.
Drax was here the whole time.
What was your
I
tonnage?
don't even feel bad.
I was in
I
a
would've
assault.
carried you guys so hard.
No. What was your drop tonnage?
70, I think, is I'm in a Marauder. Oh, the total it was
Oh, yeah.
260, I think.
260. Oh.
Are
Yeah.
you guys playing Mech 5?
Yeah, Mech
Yes.
5. Let me see if I can reload that.
Oh, I'm watching now. If you guys were playing Mech fucking online, I promise you I would carry.
Watch your language.
Yeah, you got to watch the language, please.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
promise I would carry you. As a pilot too, I promise you, Dark crafted me into what I wanted to be. Listen,
I would say if you are where you are, it's in spite of Dark.
Yeah,
Dark-
yeah,
Because
that
of
might be closer.
listen. Dark told me to go out there and scratch other people's paint, and I did
Yep.
it. And
Yeah.
now I'm here at Pilot 2 because he told me to go out, just hit people, do damage, hit people in the arms. You know,
Which is
target someone, and target their least durability component, and you'll move up.
I think I'm stuck here. I don't think I can redo that match. That's terrible.
I wish I had Mech 5. Oh my god, I would come and play with you guys so hard.
Stay with Mechwarrior Online because we only do this once a week, and not even that. Yeah.
Yeah, I stick with the stream. Yeah.
Okay, what's the? I don't. I used to be able to load. I used to be able to load a game.
Yeah, Dark,
Yeah.
you're gonna go into a load and then reinvite everybody.
And
Well,
go to load
here's
again,
what I want to
like,
do. I want to.
yeah.
I want
Plans,
to pick
yeah.
one of these. So is Coal Harbor what I'm looking for? You think?
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
Full Harbor, yeah.
So there should be one. Time index
Oh, that's
is
that
12.
only lets me save though. I want to load it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you have to go to load.
Yeah, it doesn't show these though. If I go to load, do I have to pick the campaign that I'm in?
Yeah. So go load.
Which campaign?
Pick the campaign. That one right there.
Okay.
That should be the correct one.
Okay,
On the
so
left.
I want this autosave mission.
Yeah, and you want to. It's
The one
yeah.
before
You
it
want
just
to do.
finished.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why
good.
it says finished mission, and then.
Yeah.
You can actually go to the one just before that if you would like to, and that will push you back a little further to before you
No, this-
accepted the mission.
No,
most
this
likely.
is fine because I want to do this mission because we're saving somebody. It's a rescue operation. That's important for Hero of the Inner Sphere sort of stuff.
I feel sorry for the person you're rescuing.
I know. I'm here to rescue. Oops, I think I killed them.
Yeah, that's about the gist of it. Yes, absolutely.
Where's the person? Oh wait, it's just jumping in, but we'll have all of us this time, right? Did you guys get back in? They just jumped right
You gotta
in.
re-invite Hellbringer.
Oh my gosh. All right. Hopefully our mechs will be restored, right? But Hellbringer didn't get a new build out, did he?
No, you're. That's why I said you might want to go before this because this is the start of the mission.
Population center is close by. Get there
Okay.
and protect it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to have a mech with some weapons. I can't help
Alright.
but flamers and two machine guns. It doesn't do anything.
I'm gonna jump out of chat. It was good talking to you guys.
Okay.
When you're here, I just wanted you guys.
Yeah, I'm glad
to
you
know-
came in and caught us up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching the streams. I just never jumped in chat. I never really felt up to it. I've been in a lot of pain lately. So I just wanted to support and watch the streams, hear everybody,
Well, I
Get your
appreciate
butt in
that.
there more.
Would you do me a favor, Hoop King? Do me a favor and send me just a personal message in Discord here, and I want to send you something after I get off here or in the morning.
Get in here more and come hang out. And,
Yeah, right there.
Go shoot mechs with you.
All right.
It's good to have you here.
Okay,
It's
thanks.
more of like it's more of like I want you guys to know, like, you're my friends, right? And everybody in the world, like, it doesn't matter who you are, they have an empty cup. Okay, I'm a young guy. I just figured this out. Everybody has an empty cup, and your friends, the people you care most about in your life, are whether it's saying nice things, giving them a hug. You want to keep your friends' cups full, and whether you say nice things or you check in on them or anything like that, it fills up their cup. Right? So say I do that to you guys and somebody else does that to you a couple hours later, it's gonna fill your cup up. You want to keep your friends and the people you care about's cups full. And that's really, like, I'm young, I don't
Yep.
know a lot. This is the only thing that I could possibly pass on to somebody else.
No, that's good.
And my older brother, when he passed away, always told me that you want to pass on something. So, this is what I try to pass on to you guys.
All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Okay, I messaged you, Dark.
Okay, I'll get to it after this or in the morning.
Okay.
It's nothing fancy. I've just got a couple songs I'm going to send your way.
No, listen, everything matters, right? You're filling somebody's cup. Good man.
All right, see ya.
Guys,
and
take care, Hoop.
Take care.
Good drop.
So, Hellbringer, are you in the mech lab?
No, it says connecting to host still. Oh, no, it just failed.
Yeah.
Failed to connect to host.
Let me give you another
Now
invite.
we all got it that.
Oh, we all got to get back in. Okay. I'm in single player mode. Ooh. How did I get into single player mode?
By everybody failing to join.
Yeah.
But how do I get back into how do I get back into campaign multiplayer mode?
You have to go to title. You'd have to go back to title.
Oh, okay. Weird. That's not very intuitive.
Nope.
This game's so broken. It took
like,
so many tries and workarounds.
PGA honestly, they're the worst user interface design company I've ever seen.
They're the worst company ever, period. I'm sorry.
I love Mechwarrior Online. I'm not going to diss the game. I'm just saying their user interfaces, usually every time they make them better, they get worse, and they're just really bad. All right.
Now they're taking money for all this to make other IPs. Irritates me.
Wait, this is still taking me right back to where we were at.
That's fine. That's fine. Just go through it real fast. Doesn't matter what you pick. Just go.
Okay.
Click like 2 things and then hit continue. Continue again, and get all the boys into the game. So exit out and then go and invite them in, and then once they're in, like you can actually confirm that they're in, then load the save.
Invites are out.
Okay. So 2 in.
Maybe I need to be on. Well, obviously Nick's Cavaliers. I'm not very far in, so it's got to be this, right?
Yeah. Go to the Ghost Lance one.
Yep. Go down to Bill Paid, like the third one down, maybe.
Yeah, the third one down. Bill Paid, because that'll be the save before you went to that mission.
Okay, and it disconnected all 3 of you guys.
Well, give it a second. It may bring them back in once you've loaded.
Yeah.
You got other mechs in cold storage? Other smalls?
Yes. But
I think maybe 1. That's the problem. Is Dark's picked up a bunch of big mechs, so it makes it harder.
Yeah, you guys are all
prefer
back
to be
in.
in a big mech, but I can't because of tonnage limits.
Yeah, the drop tonnage. Yeah, see, it pulled them back in.
Great.
Because I don't want to dismantle what Drax built on this if there's a different light mech.
Well, if you take it and put it in cold storage, it strips everything off of it, which is a dumb thing. But okay.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't say. I need some weapons. I need some lasers or something. I can't kill stuff with a bunch of flamers and 2 machine guns. I'm sorry. I'm not a light pilot.
What tonnage is that mech? Is that a light?
And
it's a fire starter.
And I found this game works best when you have long range and you pull stuff to you.
I think he has a fire starter or something that has some MRMs in it that rips things open pretty well.
No, that's not that's the.
Is it bigger?
Javelin?
Maybe it's the javelin.
I'll go play the light.
Yeah, but do you want to check the weapons on it?
If one of you guys that knows how to play lights better and can use this mech better, that'd be.
I'll use it as is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's either the javelin or it's one of the other lighter ones that's got full MRMs or SRMs. One of the 2.
Ooh, a cataphract. I like cataphracts. Even though this cataphract's got a weird build, but I like it. It's better than a fire starter with no weapons.
So let me know when I can go. I don't even know what mission we're on now. Looks like the same mission.
You should be.
We're 5 tons over.
Somebody's got to ton down a little.
Yep, I'm working on it. Frank, are you taking the fire starter? I'll take that as a yes.
Firestarter looks cool. Oh, he
No,
just jumped
we're
into
way
the
over.
Devers. He's going the wrong way. That means he's
Okay, no,
out
that's
of
fine. I'll
control.
take the fire starter. That's fine.
Now, in order to get through this without so much damage, we actually should try to stay together more and focus fire better.
We actually have.
Yeah, keep in mind, last mission, you guys did half of it without me, and that had to been tough.
Well, especially at the end, it was bad news.
Well,
It was fine
somebody
until
using the LRM stalker.
somebody was, but somebody was just pyro and they just switched.
Ah,
But we actually have. Do we have anything to make up a little bit extra tonnage there?
Hey, Valen, welcome.
oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we got 10 extra tons on the table.
Only 10 now. Okay, it was more than that.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's fine.
Okay. All right.
Go.
Here we go. I hope we can survive better this time. Valen, how you doing? We got a full deck. I wish you could have more people in this game.
It's just like every other game that they create. I mean, online and number 5, you can only have one lance of deployment. That's it.
Well, only because there's no good reason.
Pretty much. At least in Mechwarrior 5, I could see the reason. You only have one dropship.
I got the answer. World of Mechwarrior.
Commander, time to send
World of Mechwarrior.
MMO Mechwarrior.
What do you think's
No.
going to happen? Do you think that they'll port this into Mechwarrior Online someday?
If there are any infernal forces in
No.
the area,
Why?
It's what it's going to turn into is Mechwarrior Online 2 or whatever the next iteration of it will be. Will use this engine.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
With extreme
Yeah.
prejudice, huh?
Yeah, that's
Definitely
possible.
See
As
the
long as.
Then they could use all the assets that they've got, and
Miss BNR, we're supposed to be nice to the creators.
I am thrilled that I get to play this game. So PGI will always have a friend in me.
Out of all the
PGI picked up the
Mechwarriors-
franchise when no one else would, so
Yep,
that's.
I'm in
No,
their
no,
debt.
no,
Even though
no,
I've
no.
spent a lot of money on them, I'm happy
No.
to do it.
That's wrong. When PGI picked this up, there was other companies that were interested in it. I remember reading about it, and I remember reading about the track records of each of the companies that are looking at it and getting irritated that PGI got it because they were the worst of all of them. And yeah, no, there was other people looking at the IP.
Who else
Do you remember
was looking
who?
at it?
Yeah.
I don't, because it was like almost 10 years ago already. It's a long time.
What, you don't remember stuff 10 years ago?
Well,
Valen, I got an
I-
open slot. Hellbringer just got booted if you can't remember stuff 10 years ago.
Why
You were
not
our-
Hellbringer
you-
Schemes was looking at it?
Hellbringer was our certified or our designated historian for the unit, and he can't remember. So what am I going to do?
location, and not a moment too
Okay.
soon.
You're going to have to be patient. And I
All right.
will do my research in Google and use my knowledge from the past plus Google to confirm proper
We
knowledge.
have you on visual, Commander.
I'll take that.
And thank you for your help.
Thank you for your help. He's got an Aussie accent.
Me?
No, the guy on the comms said, "Thank you
Oh,
for
thank
your
God.
help."
Been destroyed.
I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was about to have
No,
to forward your house.
No, the in-game voice guy. Okay, we got incoming aircraft. See what I can do about these guys a little bit. Gonna need some help with that. And
Is
the
there a
trees.
fence yet?
It should go right through the trees. Ah. There, got one.
To be honest with you, though, this is my least favorite Mechwarrior game. I think Mechwarrior 3 was by far superior over every Mechwarrior game made besides MWO.
I'm over here by myself fighting this guy, and I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh, good, I'm not by myself. Thank you. Got one behind us, then we got those tanks out there.
Let's see, that cataphract should be pretty beefy. As long as nobody's changed it from when I used it.
Legged him. Good kill.
Brace yourselves.
We gotta brace ourselves.
And all the tanks over here.
Did you step on him? That's so cruel.
Yep. Save ammo.
Still does damage to the mech, though, unfortunately.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Huh? I won't do that then.
Yeah, I accidentally lost a leg that way.
That explains how I died last battle, because I ran over a mech and then I died. And I thought I got shot, but I didn't see a shot.
Okay, we got 3 mechs inbound on the other side of the city.
Already en route.
And tanks. Was that a tank you just killed? A little teeny tank? Alright, going for the Centurion. I'll work on his back if he turns. Guess he's not turning. Ooh, that's a fast way to kill him, isn't it? Got more behind us here. Uh-oh.
There you go. Dark to your... Yeah, there you go. To your right.
Hostiles are escalating their assault on your position, Commander.
Don't let that fire start to get you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Nice. We're killing these guys fast together.
We got a drop ship off to our left.
Bringing more in.
Yeah, another one dropped. You guys handle that target, I'll head to the next drop ship.
Stay together. Don't go out there by yourself. We want to minimize our damage.
There's an assault, 2 assaults over there and a heavy. They're
Hope I
beating on
didn't
the
shoot
city
your
heavy.
leg there.
Dark, you gotta let it cool down more.
I know.
No, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You're gonna.
I'm using my little laser.
Alright, let's get to that other group. We gotta go.
Where are they now?
Follow...
Okay, gotcha.
Godzilla.
We had a teacher in our
assaults
high
and a
school
heavy.
that ran off because he
assaults
wanted
and
to
a
teach
heavy.
evolution. Nobody wanted their kids to
Be awesome
class.
first, guys.
What school was that, Miss BNR?
Awesome first. Focus fire, awesome.
Near target, awesome.
These trees sure protect him well. Little headshot there.
Offline.
Nice.
Shut down. Battlemaster next.
New target catapult. Keep critical.
Battlemaster down.
That was catapult.
Wolf.
I mostly shot
Actually,
over
kill
your
the
head.
speakers and then kill the catapult.
Critical. System offline.
Uh-oh, now I got hot. We got more stuff in the air. Are we okay? Yeah, I don't see anything.
Keep critical.
More hostiles entering the
Catapult down.
perimeter.
Get back to base.
Contacts.
Incoming dropship. Head to the dropship.
Can't believe they keep bringing dropships in.
Oh yeah.
This is a serious mission, actually. There's quite a bit of activity.
What's the
Oh yeah, it looks like they dropped some big
dissipation rate on
mechs
that?
too.
We
Not
got air
enough.
and mechs
On
on
the
the
Marauder?
ground already in the base.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Follow me, guys. We gotta get this light that's already in our base.
Don't get too far ahead of us. We're coming.
Residential complex
Follow the cataphract. Follow the
Maybe you're
cataphract.
faster.
Target acquired.
I can't reach that helicopter.
Where is he at?
It's right.
got him.
Yeah.
He's down.
You guys are not following cataphract.
New target.
Are we working to the right? Is that what you wanted to do?
We already have a light that's in the base messing it up before that dropship there. Okay.
Oh.
New target Victor.
Get the blackjack.
I'm kind of engaged with the Victor here. Not because I wants to be.
Focus player.
Can't. I'll need help. Ouch.
Blackjack down. Focus. You're on Victor.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need some help
You got here
probably.
next to us. Shoot. It's fire starter. We gotta get over to them.
On the way.
Hostiles are focusing on the facilities. Engage the hostiles to draw them
Got
off
the Victor.
buildings.
Target acquired.
Jaegermech next.
Whoa, check your fire, Commander.
System offline. New target Jaegermech. Keep critical. Target
He's down.
destroyed. System offline.
I'm a heavy hitter. I unlocked an achievement.
Victor.
Uh-oh. What's that up there?
Me too.
Up top.
Victor.
Frank and Zilla, you should handle it. You're almost dead. I'm still pretty healthy. Let the rest of us engage. You support.
Keep critical. Target destroyed.
Victor's
Nice.
down.
Base is still
Like that
pretty
they
healthy.
show the cockpit when they eject.
Ejecting? Yeah. I didn't see it really, but I saw the thing shoot up. I didn't really see the cockpit pop open. What do we got left? Little
You're in
tank over
Mechwarrior
here.
3.
We're in Mechwarrior 3? Yay.
No, I said it's very Mechwarrior 3.
Oh. How are you guys doing damage-wise?
I'm
Pretty
sitting
beat
okay.
up.
I'm not too bad a shape.
You're starting real late, Doc.
Been going for a while. Fishy, hi.
Hi.
Took us 2 hours to
Fishy.
get started.
What?
Almost. Felt like it.
There are some very grateful people down there. And taking another
And you got a full team?
Sure does feel good,
Yeah, we
doesn't it?
do. I'm so sorry.
I wasn't really planning. I was just waiting for a game to finish loading so I could go into a different save game.
Do we have to get to the dropship to get away, or are they going to pull us out? Looks like they're
Last time
pulling
they
us
just
out.
pulled me out.
Nice.
Good job, Warriors.
Yay.
Very back,
Hopefully the
Matt.
damage will be a lot less this time.
Oh, it's okay. You're all getting docked pay.
No. Phelan had to watch
But
that.
doesn't he say who's getting the pay?
Phelan's the accountant for the unit. Well, don't get a lot of anything out of this, but okay.
I feel like we had a lot more mech parts last time.
A lot less damage. We had 1/10 the damage this time. Well done.
Oof. Yeah, but some of that damage taken is still pretty high.
Still, I'm much happier. It was an overall bonus. I mean, we made money, just not much.
Miss Beanar, you're gonna have to print up a couple more of those pink slips, and I'll get a couple more final checks going.
That's a good idea. All right, if you guys could, let me see what we've got to go speak to Fahad. Let's go see what Fahad has to say. Well, Fahad? I'm here. I don't see anything. Do I have to go into the...
You have to go to the mission, I'm sure.
Yeah. Do I have to go to operations? Is that where I have to go?
Yeah.
No, not
Right.
operations. I have to go to the barracks. No. Can't I just... How do I just get in to talk to Fahad? Where's Fahad? In here. Gosh. Why is it so confusing? I don't even know Fahad. I don't remember hiring him. Whoa.
Miss Beanar, you're bad. That's funny, but
joystick.
you're bad.
What is she saying now?
The key to Fahad is fajitas.
She's mocking me.
She says I'm on it. A good firing is almost as fun as a good banning.
Okay, now let me listen to this, okay? It just took me away. I don't understand. It's not going to speak.
That's because
Okay.
you don't speak
I can't do anything.
with the trees.
Shouldn't I be able to hit E for the console or something like that?
Well, you are.
Like, how do I speak to Fahad?
So go into that operations.
Like where I'm at, you mean?
No. So go up to the table and hit E.
Yeah. Takes me back out here to operations.
Okay. Now, if you go to what is it? Operations, and then find the mission.
What do you mean find the mission?
Well, Fahad has a mission for you, or he's part of a mission.
But I can't find Fahad. If I go here to speak to Fahad, then I go here to speak to Fahad, nothing happens. I don't get anything. It's just empty.
So left-hand side,
Yeah?
that column of missions, is one
Yeah.
of them the mission you were just on? Because I assume it's just you have to collect your reward. Is
No, I don't see it. It was a rescue mission. I don't see it on here.
Could you go out of that little menu thing there?
Like, speak to Fahad looks like something I should be able to select. And it's over here, but it's empty.
Doc, get out of
Required
it.
progress. Get out to where, Fishy?
Out of the little menu that you have there.
But go to
Like,
where?
Completely out, so wait in full first person. So you're
You mean back to here?
And then back, return the hangar. And then you turn around. Basically jump off, go down there where your mechs, go out onto the bridge. And then jump off the bridge.
You're trying to kill me.
No, it doesn't damage you.
How do I
There
jump?
is no full, spacebar.
Okay. Is Fahad down here somewhere?
Look around. Actually, should be at that mech bay that you jumped.
He looks surprised to see me.
No, go
I see
back. That's
Pyro.
not Facade.
I know these are these guys. These are us guys.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
The
what
marker
this?
is up in the bridge where you were.
This is Fahad right
You're
here.
fine.
Here he is. This is
Yeah.
Fahad.
You see? That's where he would be.
Amazing.
And now you press E.
Keeping me and the crew real busy lately. Glad to see the contracts rolling in. Like that. Doing a bloody good job too, gotta say. Just one thing though.
You press mouse 1.
Might want to dodge the enemy's fire a little bit, alright?
Left mouse button.
Triple shifts after some of these jobs. And
Just a second.
I know you're doing your level best under the circumstances. I get that, I do. It ain't easy. All I'm saying is, try to bring the mates home with all their limbs still attached. That's not too much to ask, is it?
No.
It isn't, mate.
It's
pretty
not.
bloody reasonable, I think.
It seems
Well,
reasonable.
There you go. Some friendly advice on the house, Gov. Gonna get back to work now. Catch you later.
All that to speak to him? Really? Yeah, I agree. Mittens is right. Mittens jumping around behind him, wants to throttle him. Okay, well that was exciting. We needed to speak to Fahad for no reason whatsoever.
Honestly, it seems slightly counterintuitive that he's down there, but its marker is up there
Yeah.
for the mission.
So now I can just go do whatever, right? Now we can go back to the thing. All right. Oh wait, now I got to speak to Rihanna, so I got to go back.
You gotta go back up to the bridge.
This is what happens when people who play other games think that this should be like other games. Okay, what? Quiet, fishy.
Thanks to Spears' people, we now know where
Yeah, you press-
Inferno's current sphere of operations. However, we still haven't been able to pinpoint the location of their base. What we have learned is the name of the man who killed your father, the leader of Black Inferno. Name's Andreas Kane. He was loyal to one of the Marek factions for a while, making a nasty name for himself.
Andreas
Responsible
Kane.
for several massacres as well. Of course, that was before he struck out on his own and set up shop as a mercenary. After that, his trail runs cold. Unfortunately, that means there's a lot we still don't know, like how Inferno became as big as they are.
Why is she so
Their current
quiet?
benefactor is.
Andreas Kane. When we find him, Rihanna, I'm gonna tear him and his mech limb from limb.
Limb
I have
from
no doubt,
limb.
Commander. But we need to find him first. I've been scanning the comms looking for any mention of Inferno activity. Not 10 minutes ago, I picked up a distress call from a nearby port city. They've come under successive attacks by a mercenary group and are asking for immediate help. Sound familiar?
Sure does.
The distress call had this image embedded in the transmission. It's a map of the city and port. I think it's best if I drop you down here, just outside this farm. You can proceed from there into the main city itself and ensure that it's protected. The port is nearby, over here. That's where I'll pick you up once the city and port have been secured. Questions?
Nope. Plan sounds good.
All right. Get us where we need to go, Commander. I'll keep monitoring the situation.
Roger that.
Okay. Andreas Kane. So now I have to go to a mission that gets me there, which is where? How do I know where it is? Do I go back to operations? This is all dumb. Objective logs. Increase reputation. So it's one of these. Do you guys know what I'm supposed to be doing here?
No, I tuned out ages ago.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Let's go back here. Shouldn't they say, I guess we're just increasing our reputation. So I guess it's that. But why? I don't know where to go do that. She said there was a location. And it should show, there's transmissions too. Is it one of these? I wish they would make this not so confusing. I just have, you know, I've played it enough. You'd get it, you know, you'd think I'd get it, but I don't. Stop the launch, bring her home part 2. There's bow and arrow, X marks the spot, defend honor. I have no idea. I can accept this, I can accept that. Oh, I'm accepting stuff. I shouldn't be accepting this stuff necessarily. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yep, I don't know where to go. And it doesn't show me where to go. Fishy, where do you go? Where do you go to find out where you're supposed to go?
Hang on a minute.
Increase your reputation. Okay, oh, I'd like to do that.
That's doing missions.
Which missions?
Any missions. Successfully
I thought she had a location and she told us what we were supposed to do. But I don't know where that location is. We're supposed to go to that city and protect it and then get picked up at the spaceport, and I don't know what planet they're on.
You don't know what planet they're on.
No, she didn't really say. She might have said, but I don't remember what she said.
Well, I don't know that quest fully, but I know what it means by talk to this person. You have to find
now I can't talk to her again.
That's because someone could relay the footage, like see.
I don't know where to go, guys. I'm so sorry. There's this. I could go to the Free Worlds League and collect artifacts. But is there a travel? No. Do you guys have the repairs set up?
I did mine.
I just don't know where to go.
Oh, it's A class.
This is dumb.
Pick a planet. Pick a planet inside of the red area,
did
just
someone set up my repairs? Do I need to go do that real quickly?
Probably. That'd be a yes. You need to set up repairs.
Yep. Anybody else? Any other mechs?
The top 4.
Oh, look at that. All right. Do we have one of them got really totaled? This one's gonna be. Oh, okay. Looks like it's. Does it have all the weapons and stuff reassigned? I don't know. Okay, star map. I can go somewhere. There you go. High record, beachhead contract, warzone contract. 9.
John.
No, these are all pretty high. Oh, I don't know if there's. I guess there's time to do one more. 8. We could come over here. Let's go over here. What's this? Repairs will take 100% longer. Cost 55% more. We don't care about that at the moment. What's over here? Target. And up here. $27 days. Some of our stuff's not going to be done in time. I guess I'm going here. This part's frustrating for me because I just don't really know what I'm supposed to do, and I can't figure out easily what to know. They told me to do one thing, and I have no idea how to do it. It's like, well, how do people... Do they just spend tons of time trying to figure that out, or do they just move on, like I just did? All right, pick a fight. This is easy. 3 mission operation. We don't want that. Targeted kills. Fine, let's do that. Not a lot of money. Not a lot of money. It will do something at least. There's just not a lot of money there. We'll just take it. We'll do it. And we got some tons. If anybody wants to ton up.
We got 46 days yet for Lance refit before we can start mission to ready up.
Usually I can let the time go by. Did anybody want to ton up?
I did.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Thanks. All right, here we go. I think if I was playing this by myself, I would probably try to print out the map and then draw lines to where I've been and where I need to go. Because I would not be able to remember this stuff. If I was younger, maybe I would.
The star map on BattleTech was much clearer on where, you know, there were like markers on every mission you currently could take. And
on BattleTech.
Oh wait, the harebrained screens one.
Oh, the top-down one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it showed you where you'd been. It was much clearer for me to look at.
Yeah, that would be helpful, but they didn't want to do that here, I guess.
How's the gaming
Oh my
going?
gosh, Drax! I just spent 10 minutes trying to figure out where to go and gave up, and we just went somewhere.
Also, it took so long to get us all synced together that this is our second mission of the night.
It's a debacle.
That's kind of like a new record. Normally it takes about 40 minutes for you to get your stuff together.
Yeah, this was a new record.
Well,
10 minutes is pretty good.
Left his own devices.
No, 10 minutes to abandon all hope of finding what they wanted me to do on my own.
I have trouble with your being titled Hero of the Inner Sphere, Dark. It's
what do you call it?
See,
oxymoron.
This is how it starts. He had a problem with Santa. He's got a problem with you. He's gonna have a problem with the Easter Bunny soon. Just watch.
Yep.
I don't think I have a problem with the Easter Bunny because he gives me chocolate, so it's okay. That solves all things. But Dark, like, I want you to imagine for a moment that the Earth is being invaded, and you are the person the world turns to.
Yes.
To help.
That's totally
invasion.
plausible. I can get that in my mind easily.
Well, I'm concerned that perhaps by the time you get your stuff together to rally your forces against the alien horde, you have no forces left because the horde's already gone and been, and like it's a year later before you sort of have a response.
Possibly, but it could be that if it was just me, I would just do something. But I feel like I should do the right thing because people are watching and people are depending on me, and I have no idea what I'm doing. And then all these jokers are just sitting here going, "Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll figure it out. Maybe he won't."
They weren't supporting you, and they weren't giving you any advice as to what to do.
No, they're like, yeah, I was tuning out. Yeah, just pick a planet, go somewhere. They don't care. And that's a totally valid response. So it's not like I'm giving.
No. See, to my defense, I barely played this, and I have no clue what the heck's going on. So
me neither.
I can't offer any insight. So you can't say all these jokers because I'm a clown, not a joker.
But Valen's normally really. Actually, you know who's really good with this? Cody. If Cody was here, he'd be like, "All right, you're gonna do this. No, just do this."
Cody was here earlier, but he left.
See,
he gave up on you as well. Wow.
Yeah.
The problem is that Dark always wants to be in the hot seat of control.
Yeah.
And this is what we're left with, and he won't join anybody else's game.
I know, because I want to advance my game eventually, right? Otherwise, I never will, and I only play once every week or so. So I would never get my game anywhere if I didn't play my game. It's not that I'm against playing your guys' games.
What is it about it needing to be your game that advances, though? Like, what's that about, Dark?
Well, I want to feel like I've learned, played the story. If I jump in on your guys' game, I'll get one snippet of a big long campaign that you're in this thing for hours in a day, and you've gone all the way through it all, right? So you kind of know everything that's going on. Well, that's great, but I'll never know if I don't play it, because I'll just get a little teeny peek. So that's really what it's about.
It's a valid reason. I just think we're all here on your side, hoping that you can press buttons faster.
I can't press the buttons. Now I'm just spinning around looking at the hot lava.
And don't look at the hot lava. Look at the hundreds of
for marketing purposes, right?
It's better marketing this way.
You're everywhere.
I missed this conversation about evolution, though, Miss Spinner. I came back from eating dinner.
I didn't get to go back and read it either.
So what happened? So someone at your local high school was fired because they wanted to teach evolution.
Focus Orion thingy. I think it's Orion, the main target. Focus fire, kill the Orion.
I can't. He's behind. Oh, there he is.
It's the crap. Ow. How are you going with the fire starter now? Helping her?
No, I hated that thing. It sucked.
I piloted it. It worked well. I got like 1,200 damage.
Look on that little crab.
You don't go in balls deep at the beginning. You make sure someone else has got aggro, and then you try and shoot things like
the hot map,
the tanks and all that stuff to get all that stuff out of the way before you. But I know what you mean. You can get focus fired, and if you do, it can.
I'm not a light pilot, so that's the main problem.
Okay. Don't stop moving. Miss Spinner asks, Dark, do you feel like you've gotten a lot out of the storyline between the hours of preparation?
I just feel like a giant failure. But the hero of the inner sphere doesn't always, win. Just ultimately, he wins.
It's a good headshot, almost. If you pressed...
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
The problem is his mech doesn't have enough cooling ratio for what he's firing.
I'd like to fire everything. It's a hot map. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. There's also the person pressing the buttons, which is the other part.
That's the other part of the problem.
Yes. The person pressing the buttons is cycling too fast and is causing these overheats.
I want to kill everything in my sights as quickly as possible. Just the possible isn't really what I think it is. Is it time to leave already? Pick up zone for evacuation. Wow.
Fishy's here, isn't he? How you going, Fishy?
He is.
Yeah. He's not, I don't know if he's got his headset on or not.
His lights up, but he's not. I can't hear him now.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm much more of a consensus leader, so I like to get people to help me do what I want to do. I don't necessarily like doing it on my own. If I'm building stuff even, I can build stuff on my own, but I much prefer to work with somebody, and I know what to do in that case.
One of the criticisms you hear about leaders, Dark, is that they feel often that they're hurting sheep. But as one of your followers, it often feels like we're hurting you.
That's true. That's totally true. I don't care, though. It's fine. I want you guys to feel important and valuable.
It's a bunch of sheep trying to make the shepherd go where they want.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Totally fine with me. I'm not in this to be, egotistical.
No, and then, we appreciate that for about a second, because in the next hour is the other stuff.
Yeah. The other hour is the painful part where we have to try and herd you to get you to do something to, actually go kill robots.
It feels like all the missions down here are cheap. There's nothing here that I really want to do here. Let me go to a different spot.
Well, yeah, because you're on the rim.
Oh yeah. Well,
the further out to the rim you are,
we had to go down here for that mission, right? So I don't think I have to stay down here now.
Yeah.
Can I? Valen,
Please.
you've obviously tried to herd him. Can I have a go at it?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
I'd like you to look at the top menu bar and go to the far
Operations.
right operations.
Yep.
Just be aware that there's a delay. There's a visual delay for me, so I'm gonna wait till I see it. Then go to objective logs.
Yep, I did.
Now, all that column that you're cursing over is all the missions you get to do. Typically, the higher the number, the more rewarding it is, but the more difficult it is.
Right.
What kind of campaign are you interested in doing? Because you've still got some Crystal Lancer missions to do.
Here's what happened right before you got here. Raina told me to do something, and then I came here because she didn't tell me where I needed to go, or I missed it. So I was trying to figure out where we had to jump to go do the thing. And when I got to here and I clicked on this, it was blank. There was nothing there. Now there's something here. So that's great.
All right. So Raina normally wants you to do the campaign mission. So typically when Raina talks to you, she's focusing on the campaign mission. So in that objective log bar to the left-hand side, if you scroll up and down and see the word campaign, it will probably donate to those missions.
Yeah.
However, you are playing the new DLC, which is the Crystal Lancer ones, and all those missions are under the Legend of the Crystal Lancers. So you could choose to do those, and they get progressively harder as you do them. Heroes of the Inner Sphere are the original game ones, which you've probably already done. And then you get these border ones, which are just repeat quests, like the Davian Borderlands and the Curita Davian Frontline. They're sort of rinse-repeat ones that sort of cycle through the different borders anyway. So sometimes it's Curita Davian, sometimes it'll be Liao Davian, stuff like that. So I would be either focusing on your campaign ones or your Crystal Lancer ones.
Okay, so here I'm trying to increase my reputation because that's what she told me to do, and that seems fine. And it's under.
So you do that by doing missions anyway. You get that anyway. So don't stress about that
because it's highlighted. Also, it's like the one that's highlighted that seems like, they want you to do that, and it's even got a star by it.
That's because you're tracking it. If you go to, say, the first one in the Legend of the Crystal Lancers, go to the first one, tribute for the such and such.
Yeah.
Again, there's a delay, so I have to wait. So if you click on that, and then in the bottom right corner, you'll see View System, Track, and Back.
That's what I was looking for over here, and I couldn't find anything. So I'd go here, and I'd look over there, there was nothing there. And there was nothing up here. So stupid. Go ahead.
Go back, because you've gotten off it now.
Yep, I'm back.
Go and click Track. Bottom right corner, click Track.
Yeah.
Or spacebar, whatever. Suddenly you'll see that gets highlighted and that has a star against it on the column.
Okay.
So that's all that means. The reason why something's highlighted and starred is because you're tracking it. And you can choose to track whatever you want.
Okay.
But you can't do multiples, you can only do one.
That way you can kind of keep track of what you're on.
Right, so now if you go to View System, so in the bottom right-hand corner, View System.
Star map.
Yep.
No, just click on View System.
I did.
It'll flick you to the star map and scroll out, and that's essentially where you're going to do that quest from where you are.
Okay. We're going to go there. I hope somebody fixed my Mac.
Drax?
Yes?
$10 in 30 minutes he forgets.
I totally will.
I'm actually putting a timer on how quickly you guys get to drop.
But the truth is, you guys,
10 minutes.
The truth is, I don't remember stuff like I used to. I'm getting older, and my brain doesn't remember stuff until I do it multiple times. Yeah. And I have to do it multiple times within a reasonable time frame. Like every time I play this game, I'm almost starting over each time, and it's frustrating.
Do you eat a lot of nuts? Do you eat a lot of nuts?
No, it's just what I've got. My brain used to really work well. And now that I'm older, it doesn't work as well. It's really frustrating.
So there's a chemical that you get from exercise that if you don't exercise, you can get from nuts, which helps with short-term, medium-term memory. Recall. So if you're not exercising, which I'm presuming you don't necessarily do a lot of.
I went for a walk yesterday and the day before.
Okay, that's...
So no, I don't exercise a lot, though.
Okay, so I would recommend eating some nuts, like getting in the habit of eating, nuts maybe twice or 3 times a week.
So many jokes. PG-13. PG-13.
What?
You can do your research. It doesn't specify, but things like walnuts or pecan nuts or some of the bigger nuts, not peanuts, but some of the bigger nuts.
So nobody repaired my mech. That's great. And when I asked, nobody said anything, did they? No.
I repaired my mech.
Okay.
Valen's normally good with that. Valen's not playing, is he?
No, I'm not in the game, so I can't
There's
repair
your
anything.
problem. There's your problem.
See what happens? I do things for you, and then you don't do them for yourself.
I'm surprised Frank has held in for so long.
I know. I know.
He'd be normally out of here by now. Nah, I can't do this. He's playing another game anyway.
All right.
What do you mean pecan? What's wrong with pecan nuts?
And we're overturned.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah,
I can
pecan.
sit
He
down.
doesn't know what he's saying.
This is the guy in the biggest. Is it wrong? Did I say it wrong?
No, I think she's
nothing wrong with
gonna tease
pecan.
you.
Pecan
What,
nuts?
Miss BNR, what kind of car did McFish have? It wasn't just a sticker, was it? Miss BNR, I'm not sure what hours of preparation you're referring to either, because I don't do any preparation.
This is an all natural stream.
We're still overturned. Someone's gonna have to drop down. Is that gonna be me?
Says the guy in the biggest mech.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe you guys would, but that's fine. I can do it. So I need to go down. I don't know what to get in. 80. Well, how big is my Marauder? 75. Yeah.
75 tons, so you'll have to ton down. I would choose something actually lighter, not just slightly to the side of width.
Semi-lighter.
Quick draw.
Warhammer doesn't make it.
The quick draw 5A. Quick draw 5A.
Yeah. What's that racket? That's fishy, isn't it?
It's Fishy Ghost. He's got his.
Yeah. Keeps his TV on while he's listening to us, or not listening to us.
You could mute him.
I like him. I don't want to mute him.
I'm gonna mute him.
I muted.
This is going on for too long.
I am an ambassador. Let's see if I can
Maybe
mute
I'll
him.
mute him. I'll just turn him way down. That way, if he comes back and he makes a lot of racket, it'll be okay. Okay. Hellbringer, ready up, please. This will be my last. I gotta go to bed after this.
So is that whole creationist evolution thing a big deal in the southern states, is it? Is it still going on?
I would say it's still a deal to some degree all across the nation, but it's not.
Wow.
Because I think there's a lot of stuff that is still up in the air. I mean, when I read a lot about that on kind of both sides, and it's not. I don't think it's a done deal. As much as that probably pains people to hear me say, that there's a bacterial study that has been going on for like 25 or 30 years, and all of the, I mentioned this before once, I think all of the mutations that they've tracked that have happened over that time have been either breaking, blunting, or removing sections of code, or turning it off, right, to like broken. Some of it then never comes back, depending on how bad the damage is, and that they count that as evolution because any kind of change is considered evolution. But the only observable evolution of these bacteria has been to lose function, not to gain function. So there's stuff like that makes you go, well, now wait a minute, so where does the creativity come from? I'm gonna have to
Focus the fleet. He's honest already. Focus.
But it's really like, to me, I mean, look, I'm not involved. Australia, thankfully, is not involved in those kind of supposed polar opposite points of view. To me, it's a simple case of, well, they're trying to just teach you science, and evolution theory is a part of scientific theory. So hands off, can we just teach that, please? And if you want to know about God, and if you come from a position of faith, then there is something that you can already do, and a place that you can already go to, and a book you can already read, whatever God you believe in. Go and do that. I mean, science shouldn't invade the church. Why is it feels like the church is invading science?
Because there are some people who feel like, I mean, I generally would kind of agree with that, but some of the questions that people who are in the church are saying, who are some of them scientists, are saying, now wait a minute, you're teaching things that we have a nice story for, but we don't have the kind of evidence that you make it sound like we have for.
But science doesn't prove, science disproves. So someone puts up a theory, and then scientists come along and essentially disprove it. And by not being able to disprove it, it gets held up as, well, this is it's our best, the current theory, our current knowledge of the state of things. That's what. Yeah. So while I understand evolution is probably now having the theory of evolution is probably now coming up against some of these, some studies that show, hang on, we don't really have the complete story about evolution and creation. So here's that stuff. That's fine to be discussing that sort of stuff, but to say, I don't quite get where the jump was. Oh, and so therefore God exists. Like, I don't quite understand why these things are.
Well, because I think that
is a polar opposite of the other. Like,
I agree with you pretty much about that. I think for them, they're going to say, I'm not going to be able to talk and shoot at the same time. But the case that's being made by those that are
creationists, I think you call them.
Well, if you use a broad enough stroke, yes. So, like, I would say myself, I don't believe in a young Earth, right? I think the Earth's been around for 5 billion years old, 4.5 billion years, right? And I think life's been around, at least in bacterial form, as early as 4.9 billion years ago. But I think we have lots of evidence to show that that's the case. But I also don't hold to a literal interpretation of Genesis, because my study of Genesis doesn't show that that's required or accurate. And I could go into why that is, but that's so I don't see a conflict there, right? But young Earth creationists do, and I think that they're being driven largely, not only, but largely, by their insistence that their interpretation of Genesis being a literal 24-hour day is the only right interpretation. And I could sit down with most of them and show them why they're wrong, and most of them would probably then go, oh, I think maybe I've been wrong. But aside from all that stuff, I took a class with Jacob from his favorite physics teacher at U of O on the physics of life, and the story that is presented there by this physics teacher, who's a great teacher, nice guy, has a lot of holes that aren't accurate, and they're either assumptions, or they've been shown to be wrong, or they're not backed up by observation. In fact, they're backed up by anti-observation, things that show that what they're suggesting doesn't actually happen ever. And the chances of it ever happening are so remote, if it just happened by chance and time and stuff, that it's ridiculous to think that life could arise that way. And the class was filled with this intoxicating narrative. But if you're following what's current, obviously not built on much. And I think that's where the conflict's coming in. It's not that people who just believe in the Bible think, oh, well, science is wrong on everything. It's that they think that it's wrong on certain things, and it's not owning up or keeping up on that, and it's just doing its narrative. So that's where the real conflict lies more across the board. And then you've got these two splits. You've got young Earth and old Earth, and that kind of thing. So it gets kind of messy. And if you're if you're against it all in general, then the general broad stroke is, well, anybody who doesn't believe in evolution is a young Earth creationist, and they're crazy because the science is settled. But you go look deeply at some of the science, and there's a lot of things that really are not settled and look like they're pointing the other direction.
It's just odd to me that parents wouldn't want their children scientifically literate.
Absolutely. I want my kids to know both. I want them to know the pros and the cons so they can make up a logical decision, reasonable decision. Pay attention to both.
Coming copters.
They're going to try and recapture this base. Fan out and take defensive positions. Prepare for
We're coming up with a whole new plot line here in chat.
I can't read that.
Flaming wheel angel rose over the spider angel and everyone cheers. I think we've got the making of a Hollywood movie, Spinar and McFish.
What got rolled over?
Well, McFish started a lot. So McFish, like you, I liked the idea of literal genesis, because if you take it super literally, the path back to Eden is guarded by a cherub.
Oh, by angels, right.
Seems like literal Bible would be super easy to prove. And if you could also sell tickets to see the cherub with the flaming scimitar, and I'm like, yeah, it would make a great Hollywood movie.
That would, that's right.
And then Mr. Bernard's like, I would pay to see that, and the angels with a million eyes. And I'm like, it's a spider angel.
I think Miss BNR could see the angels if she just makes some more of that pulled pork, from what I understand of how that went last time.
Has that got drugs in it or something? Is that
it
like,
must,
if
it
it's
must
making
have
you hallucinating
drugs, yeah.
What kind of plant specifically did you put in that thing?
Miss BNR, blink twice if you're in danger.
These helicopters back here are tankies.
Kind of touching on this debate for a moment of theology versus science. I mean, couldn't both be true at the same time? That God did believe the basic animals or the basic building blocks, and then they were given free will to evolve as they so choose.
Well, no one evolves by free will. First of all, other than maybe humanity now.
But one seems to me about the why, and the other one's mostly dealing with the how. And to someone like me who's not, a religious person, I don't see why they can't be separated and why you can't leave science alone and leave religion alone, right? But to many people, I think...
Well, they do. I think they do overlap genuinely, and I think to... was it Pirate?
Only if you're a believer. Only if you're a believer. Like
no,
for example...
No. Oh, no. I think they overlap in either case, because if you say there is no such thing as God, then you're certainly overlapping in that thought process, right?
Not at all.
I think there's some overlap.
This is where religious people can't... I can't say can't.
Careful.
This is where religious people...
Oh, I just shot my wrong guy.
lose me in their discussion. That religious people put up the narrative that it's an either or, as in you're either scientific or you're religious. But for a scientific person,
well, I'm not putting that narrative.
You're talking about unicorn or elves. It's irrelevant. It's like you don't even have to. There's no point discussing religion because it doesn't come into the world that I'm dealing with, which is reality called science. Which is the science is the study of reality, and God doesn't come into it because God doesn't exist. So this is so there is no polar opposite. There's not even a question. This is purely a discussion about science. But because religious people believe in God, they have to set up the narrative, and it's an old narrative because religion used to be the thing. Science wasn't the thing at all. So there was only religion once upon a time, and then science came along, and for those people who are religious, they had to equate it to a scale. You're either all this or you're all that. There's hardly any in between. And as we've evolved, we've got people who sort of sit somewhere on that scale, but for a purely scientific person, i.e. a person who is an atheist and doesn't believe in religion or God at all, there is no scale. You may as well be talking about whether unicorns exist. You don't. It doesn't matter.
Hang on one second. What are we supposed to be doing here? Because I'm just spinning around.
Look at your left-hand column in the middle of your screen, and it will
locate and destroy remaining artillery. So the other artillery is where? Is it up there?
Getting it.
So go press B. Press B.
I got an incoming.
So when the artillery goes off, you'll see the artillery icons on your map, and also
yeah, I see them now
on your UI. And someone needs to go there and kill them, basically.
That's one set done.
I felt like I can't listen and play very well, and I'm not going to be able to engage in conversation probably.
I'm sorry, I'll stop.
That's okay. I mean, I'm happy to have you talk. I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm spinning around.
So, Valen, I think for some religious people, or for a lot of religious people, it does become a question of you can't separate these things because you're ultimately talking about the existence or non-existence of God when you're talking about science. Science threatens their belief system, so they've got to put it on that scale, and they've got to have a discussion.
Yeah, and see, I would disagree with that because
disproves that.
I would disagree with that because I don't believe that science does threaten God. I believe that the two ultimately would be either compatible and in agreement, or we don't understand enough about one or the other, or both.
But there are people who obviously are in this creationist versus science high school debate who are threatened by having purely science class be science as opposed to, well, it needs to also.
I think what they don't want, and I probably am not the one to speak for them because I don't really agree with them on some things, is they want there to be an equal representation of counter views, right?
Well, that's fine.
I think that's all they want.
And on Sundays, you've got to have a scientist going into your church and preaching science to you then, because you've got to have an equal in that space.
I would be happy to have. I'm happy to have somebody come in. Like when I was a youth pastor, be happy to. We talked about science a lot because I love science, and I'm totally happy having that happen. But not everybody is, I realize. But
could you imagine? Could you imagine the churches we're talking about, the religious communities we're talking about?
They're probably not. No. Well, I don't know.
No.
I can't speak for them, but probably not. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. Some maybe.
I think the people that are like trying to cancel the teaching of evolution in schools are not of the. There are overlapping things here, so they
right. I think that's probably accurate.
Yeah,
or close enough. Right.
I think we've lost Frank. I think I've destroyed Frank.
I don't know if his mic wasn't working. He wasn't talking much tonight.
He wasn't, but I know he hates these kind of conversations, so that might have sent him away.
He does. Yeah.
I enjoy the conversation, but it's hard to do when I'm playing. I think I'm gonna have to. I gotta call it quits though. It's like 1:45 here, so let me save this.
Sorry, Frank.
What do I call this? New save. We'll just call it. Bethanol log save.
Frank, if you're still paying attention, it's okay. I'll dock Drax's pay for you.
I think the thing where the question comes up is that there are many points of evolution that we have good stories for, but not a lot of evidence that couldn't be interpreted multiple different ways. And there are other solutions or theories that look more plausible to some people. And those should be, in their minds, presented in a way where people could say, okay, let's weigh that and take a look. And maybe one turns out right or wrong, or maybe we find out more later. Fine. We've certainly seen here's the thing for me, Drax, is that we give science a lot of latitude in replacing old theories with newer and better theories, or extending them to cover the old. But a lot of times we just throw them out and have a new understanding, a better understanding. And that's part of science. And one of the things that's lauded as a good thing, right? But we don't extend that same courtesy or expectation to religion. And yet you can look at the history of theology as people have dug up evidence from the ground and learned more about what the Bible was saying about, I don't suffer a woman to speak in church, when Paul's quoted, and find out that he's not talking about women, he's talking about a female goddess that was worshipped in Corinth, and he doesn't allow her teaching to be taught in church. But we don't know that till we dig up that information. So there's a growth and an understanding of theology, just like there's a growth and understanding of science. And that's why I say sometimes we don't get it right, and sometimes in religion, and sometimes we don't get it right in science. But ultimately, I believe they are really two aspects. If there is a God, and this does not prove there is, if there is, then as a Christian, I would say that the two must be complementary. And where they're not, then either I don't understand the Bible or we don't understand the science. But that's a theological stance that I have. Now, I know that doesn't carry any weight whatsoever with you or a lot of people, most people maybe. But for me, that's my stance theologically as a Christian. They've got to be compatible.
I respect. I respect your position. I mean, as much as I don't believe in a God, I respect that you do, and I respect your position. And I do see a possibility where people who are religious engaged in science for science sake, and they're figuring out the stuff along the way. Like, I get that they're not always counterproductive. Like, to someone who's religious and believes in God, science is simply the mechanisms of how things were created. And that doesn't preclude there being a God, and this is how it got created. I understand all of that.
There's a range of all that, yeah.
But the distinction here is that God's existence only requires belief. You only have to believe in a God for a God to exist and for you to have a relationship with God. In science, it doesn't, unless God has been proven to exist, i.e. there's a theory that God exists, and has there been anything that comes along that disproves that theory? Well, yes, there has been. So far, we haven't found God. Like, there's no place you can point to and say, well, that's where God exists. Science hasn't proven God's existence. Let's put it that way.
You can put it that way much better than you can put it the other way. Yeah.
So the problem here is that in order for a scientist to operate under the assumption that God exists, they must already believe that God exists. Therefore, they're not bringing a scientific mind that drives their science. They're already operating with a bias, i.e. something exists that hasn't been proven to exist. And that's where they are separated. Because I may as well say a unicorn exists, and I'm going to operate from that from now on when I do my science. That's the problem.
Yeah, and see, I understand that that's obviously a danger or problem, although I wouldn't say that is how the people that are making this case would make their case. They would say there are things that science not only doesn't explain or has a bad story, it's a poor story for. They don't have evidence for it happening naturally, and they have evidence contrary to it happening naturally. And that those things point to a supernatural, not necessarily God, maybe an alien, but some sort of intelligence that had to be involved in making some of these things the way they are. Because there's no law in nature, there's no physical or chemical or electromagnetic or radioactive
and that's
chemistry
the realm
laws.
of faith.
No, that's no. Wait a minute.
That's not the realm of science.
No, that in the realm of science, we have disqualified physical, materialistic ways or avenues for life to arise. We've disqualified. We keep looking for more. We keep hoping we'll find some hidden new force of nature, but we don't find any evidence for that. And so both the arrangement of molecules and atoms into life, the first cell or whatever it is, we don't see natural, mechanistic, materialistic avenues for that to work, and we see lots of evidence for them not to work. So those scientists would say, look, I've studied this all my life, they'll say, and we don't have a good way for that to happen materialistically. The only way we see it, things like this, of this complexity and intricacy and interdependence happening, is through some sort of intelligent agent. Now, some will say, well, that's God. Some will say, well, maybe that was aliens. And even origin of life people will say, well, maybe it was aliens. So because they recognize the depth of the problem. They won't say it's God, but they'll say, well, it was aliens. But that just puts the problem back further. Like, how did the aliens come about? So it's not like they have no evidence. It's like they've got evidence that they say, inference to the best explanation is that an intelligent had to be involved. And the explanation that that materialism and atheism and science alone gives is that we don't have an answer, and all our answers have come up dry, and we can't even think of something that could have done this.
Well, there's always limitations, and then we invent something that provides us more insight. Like, I mean, we never used to be able to map the DNA, for example,
yeah,
and now
we've worked on this problem for 100+ years. And in every other area of science, we've made amazing strides, right? And in this area, it's going backwards. We're going further and further away from finding an answer. We're finding it harder. I wouldn't say backwards. I'd say we're just crossing things off the list. And so, sure, the science isn't an A and B sort of route. It's not like there are borders within science, right? So you operate within the tools you have and your capabilities to discover things, and then it evolves, and you know, you gain either new tools or new insights or new technologies that allow you to, you know, travel a bit further along that road. And absolutely.
I think I'm not saying that God doesn't exist. I don't believe in God, but I'm not saying that God exists. I'm saying that science shouldn't be about the proving or disproving of God. It's about proving or disproving theories around reality. That's all. And if one day science demonstrates the existence of God, then great. But I'm not sure we're doing science any favors by putting God in the classrooms with science. That's all I'm saying. Because you're talking about kids who don't even have the basic understanding of science, and you're already infiltrating things that aren't scientific into their learning. When there's a great avenue called, you know, your church that can fill their heads with that stuff.
I don't think that I'm not really for infiltrating, right? Or, you know, trying to slide something under the table. I'm for if you're teaching theories, I think it makes sense to teach, you know, well, this is why we believe this. We don't believe this because of that. But here's their best case. And that, you know, there's both best cases. That seems reasonable to I would want my kids exposed to that. I'm not afraid of them being exposed to atheistic, materialistic science. Straight up, okay with that. I'm also not afraid of them having an awareness that there's some people that don't buy some of these explanations, and here's where they conflict and why. And honestly, in some cases we don't know, and in some cases we believe they're wrong because of this. Fine, I don't care. I think one of the things that McFish just said in there is abiogenesis, the origin of life, and evolution are two separate topics. That's true, but they do connect at some point, and it eventually gets unknown. That's really where we're at. And what you were saying, that we're not really getting further away. The reason we're getting further away, Drax, is because the more we learn about the complexity of life, the more the goalpost, the distance gets further and further away of how this could have ever happened. It's massive.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be. We should keep on trying to figure it out, and the more we know, the more we don't know, and that's how you expand.
Well, but in most areas of science, in most areas of science, we kind of learn more and we get a better handle on things. In this area, we learn more and we find out how much more we don't know, and we don't solve the initial problems. So
well,
it's
certainly
not like we're checking off this and checking off that
scientist.
and checking off this and checking off that. Oh, look, we've got these things figured out. It's like we haven't figured out some of the basic stuff yet at all, and it's still getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
But just put on yet, like just put on the end of that sentence yet, because that's ultimately what this is about.
Yeah. And so, but now here's where I would diverge from that, because I totally agree with you, except the things that would be on that list are things that everywhere else we look require intelligence. So there's this like big road sign saying, well, we've seen this before when mines have been involved. We've seen that before when mines have been involved. We haven't seen any of these things without that. So we're getting these flags saying there's something different going on here than regular snowflakes condensing out of moisture in the air and stuff. And that's why these people are saying, well, wait a minute, something's going on.
But we don't know. But science doesn't know what that is, and what religion.
Well, we know what it is. We don't know how it could have arrived.
Right, and so religious people are coming up with the answer without any proof. They're just It's like.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, you can use inference to the best explanation in science all the time. That's done all the time. It's done in historical sciences. It's done in other types of sciences. It's just not allowed in this case.
Then they make a scientific inquiry where the evidence disproves the theory, and then they move on to the next one. But it doesn't seem like people of religion can prove it, so they're pointing to the fact that no one's come along to disprove it as proof that it exists. And I'm not. That's not science. Science is about here's a theory, and we're not saying it's true. We just haven't disproven it yet. That's ultimately what science does.
So by that though, you could probably say that God had to be involved, or an alien super intelligence had to be involved in creating the first life. And until you can prove another way that could be done, that's the best explanation. It's the best theory.
It's not. It's not the best explanation. There are 20 other things you could say as well, and therefore you don't say that's the best explanation. But religious people want to say that. Religious people want to say that is the best explanation. I understand why, because you're coming from a position of bias. You automatically already believe in God.
Is there a position of bias?
And you don't even believe in the right one. I mean. You don't even believe in the right.
I know. Just a second. Is there a position of bias from coming from the position that there is no God? Absolutely no God. Isn't that a position of bias also?
No, because it's like saying, here's a car. Here's a car. I believe a unicorn invented this car. If I don't believe a unicorn invented this car, I must be biased against the unicorn. No, all I know is that there's a car here. I don't know anything else. But what a religious person says is, no, there is such thing as a unicorn, and the unicorn invented the car, and if you refute that the unicorn didn't invent the car, you must be biased against the unicorn. I'm sorry, but all I see is the car, mate. That's all I'm going to be talking about right now. It's just the car.
Why would you posit a unicorn which only has a horn and very little intelligence?
Because I'm not Hindu and I don't believe in 1,000 different deities. And this is why you believe in the wrong God. You should be Hindu and you should be believing in 1,000 deities.
But I have reasons why that would not be viable for me or for anybody.
And you're wrong. And you're wrong. Because
we can talk about that another time, but that's a whole different conversation.
Anyway, Valen wants to say something. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I want to make a point. So, Drax, you're saying that scientists and anybody who's religious they're vastly different. They're absolutely different sides of the spectrum, correct?
No, they're not different sides of the spectrum. They're operating on different dimensions.
Well, okay, but that's what I'm saying. Is that their idea of how things work? It's God is there and He's created it, while a scientist says that no, it's a fundamental fact and this is how it works. But here's the thing:
science isn't denying God; they're just not.
I didn't say that. I just said that a scientist is trying to figure out how something works.
Yes.
Whereas a religious person just says that either God has done it or has created to do something to do so. But in science, you operate on a principle of an assumption, right? You assume something is there or that something is happening to do something, like, let's say, photosynthesis. Nobody knew what that was, 1,000 years ago? We had no freaking clue. We operated on the assumption that plants did something to the air to create more of it, and then we decided to go through and discover what and how. In doing so, we operated from a position that something is there and that we have faith that something is there and are now investigating to figure it out. Really,
It's
the
not
best way
faith.
to...
It's not faith.
Okay, so what's the difference between faith and a hypothesis? You're assuming something is there.
Ask a religious person, because I'm not.
No. I'm kind of giving it to you.
So you're saying faith. You assume. It's not that you assume. You're looking at facts. You're seeing something. You're observing something that's operating. So there's
you look
actual
at a plant
facts.
underwater
You're not
and you see
believing.
air.
You're not believing anything. You're actually. It's observable things that are operating, and that's what you're looking at. You're not believing something is there. You're actually observing something happens.
Okay.
An apple falls from a tree. Well, why does an apple fall from a tree? I don't have faith that an apple falls from a tree. I'm visually seeing an apple fall from a tree.
Okay, but you're making an assumption of what's making that apple fall. Because if you didn't know what gravity was and you just saw the apple fall...
So that's right. So there's a theory gets put up, and then the theory gets tested.
Exactly.
And then things get ruled out. And then they go, well, this is our best understanding of it. We think there's this called gravity. And then here's the formula, because mathematicians come along and say, here's the formula for it. I'm like, oh, okay. So let's reproduce
So can I speak now?
We reproduce X, Y, and Z, and gravity exists. Go on.
So, if you would stop for a minute so I can finish what I was trying to say, it would be much appreciated. The entire argument that I'm making is that you, as a scientist, like myself, we work off of an assumption. That assumption is kind of like a faith jump, because you're looking at something and you're making an assumption of how it works and how it interacts with things around it. We can't see gravity. We don't know gravity's there until somebody tested it and proved it was there, right? So people of faith are just making an assumption that God is there and are waiting to be able to prove that. They're trying to find a way to do so. They're kind of working off the same assumption, they're just working with a different table. I mean, they're looking at it from a different perspective, just like every scientist should be looking at things from a different perspective, right?
So I'm getting to the limits of my capacity to have this discussion, because I'm not a scientist either. But what I would say to you is that for a religious person, God is always there. So they're operating always with faith in mind.
But
a scientist doesn't do that.
What about people that aren't religious but look at the things around them, and like gravity or whatever it is that causes them to then say there's more here than just what I'm seeing, and come to God, or come to a belief in God as at least maybe not a personal God, but at least some sort of God who created what is around them. And these are like high Nobel Prize winning scientists that have done this. It's not.
But do you see the prism? Do you see the prism that you guys are having the discussion in? For you having this discussion that includes religion and God, you're always having the discussion that says they're assuming they've got the faith in their da-da-da. So you're always operating within that sphere of God exists, don't know he exists, but we assume something's there and we're going to find out. What I'm trying to get through to you is that science doesn't operate like that. It doesn't already have, I know that this thing exists, I'm going to find, the reason for it. It doesn't operate like that.
Yeah, I get that. But that doesn't mean that things can't lead us to think beyond what the thing is. Like we see an apple fall, and we sense there's something behind that. We sense it seems to be, when we test it and we look at it, that there's this rule-like behavior. And when you are somebody who's smart enough, you put math behind that. You invent math to go behind that, and you go, oh, look, there is a rule here. And it follows this behavior invariably throughout the universe, as far as we've been able to tell.
So Jay's come in the room, Dark, and Jay is both a religious person and an engineer.
I'm actually a scientist too. I actually have. I'm actually a physicist.
Right.
As well as an engineer, so
happy.
I can do science.
And I'm definitely at the limits of my capacity to talk about science because I ain't. So, what's your input in all this conversation?
I just jumped in, so hello.
Yeah, shame on you. You came in late. Now you got to make up lost time.
So
I do.
If I may, Drax, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why is it that we have no fossil record of dragons, but a dragon legend is popular, or I shouldn't say popular, but is in every culture around the world, even those that are not connected by any type of trade or circulation of people? You have dragons in the east of the Europeans and the west of the Europeans, dragons that are specific to North America and South America, but we have nothing in our fossil record that can even compare to such a creature described in legend.
I can answer that. It's because of Dungeons and Dragons.
Every
plays
right.
everywhere.
And 228 plays it every Friday night. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say to that, but firstly, I would say I don't know. And secondly, I would say just because you don't have a reason for a thing, i.e. you haven't discovered the fossil of a dragon, doesn't mean you have an explanation for a thing. I don't know. I have no idea.
So with that same principle in mind, just because you haven't discovered something that shows God is there does not mean it's not there, right?
No, but like I said, when you operate from the point of view that God exists, everything is tainted from that point. Everything is tainted. Your prism of this whole debate is just because we haven't found it to be true doesn't mean it's not true. Sure, but then why is it that particular God? Then why not any other God? Why not any other religion? I'm just saying that science operates within a certain dimension and it doesn't necessitate the inclusion of God. So it isn't driven by that prism that you guys are operating in. That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but Drax, I never put a name to the God. I just said a God. That's it. Not the Christian God, not the Hindu God, not the God of Buddha, not the God of Islam, not the God of anything. I just said a God.
Okay.
I am not being as narrowly focused on it being a specific, but as a full, any God. That there could be one that does exist. I mean, for all we know, God could be a dragon.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that God isn't out there waiting to be discovered. But what I'm saying is this whole creationist and sort of evolution discussion that we started this whole discussion about comes back to, look, can we stop invading the science class with religion? And if you are going to, then you've got to be open to the fact that science should be able to invade, Sunday church. I mean,
I believe science has been invading Sunday church for a long time, and I'm okay with that.
I've got a lot of views on this one.
So does science
let's let Jay talk
from the pulpit?
You just gotta stuff a sock
one of my favorite professors was a scientist. So yeah.
But that doesn't mean that on Sundays he gets up and talks science through his church service, does he?
Yeah.
So
because again, Drax, because to me and to them, there's the book of Revelation and the book of the physical creation. One is science and one is theology and understanding the word, and both are in movement. They're both expanding, but I believe they're interconnected and self-true and in agreement, ultimately, when we know enough about both. And I think that science informs our theology, and certainly, historically, theology has birthed science.
So, in last week in church, we started a series in Genesis, starting at creation. And as I was listening to them, I was musing over some things. I've actually done some debates with science and faith before, which is nice to listen along and see where you're coming from. So, first of all, anytime I see a debate that says science versus Christianity, or belief doesn't necessarily be Christianity, I think you're both missing the point. I am a scientist. I have a Bachelor of Science major in physics, but I'm also a Christian. And I've literally had one of my lecturers come up to me and say, how can this be? How can you be this and that? So I've had this discussion many times over, like, decades. So, here's the thing. When you read the accounts in the scripture, or let's say the Bible for the Christian God, or anything, but that's what I'm most familiar with, I don't read it to ask how old's the Earth. I don't read it to ask how exactly Earth was made. But it does imply who authored it. Now the thing is, with science, it can only look at the natural world, using natural phenomena. That can tell us a lot about how old it may be, what it was made from, but it doesn't tell us a lot about the author. Does that make sense? Or who's behind it?
Absolutely.
So, we basically, depending on what question you're asking, kind of limits, but also specifies how that question can be answered. So I love science because I like understanding how the world was made, but I also love God because I know who made the world. And so how does that work? Well, the only way something that is outside of the physical world can be known to us who are limited to the physical world in science, which is just the study of the physical world, is if something supernatural, outside natural, reveals himself to us. And that's where we look at historical accounts of, for example, the person of Jesus or various prophets or things, how something supernatural has encountered those people throughout history. Now, that's where some people, there is much debate about that, as you can probably understand. But that's where I said has been like, these accounts are true, and what we see around us in science is true. There's a lot of good study on all fronts, and I think the more study the better for me. That's kind of what I said. Does that make sense?
I don't think that will answer Drax's main point that he's trying to communicate, which is that the very fact that there's a thought that God is involved taints the well.
So I'm fine with people who are religious involved in science, in the sense that however they contain either or informed either in what is inspired to do is fine. And I think that's kind of what Jay's alluding to, right? That you can have these things be separate, but you can also realize that they're asking different questions and going about answering those questions differently. Yeah, absolutely. What I'm saying is that this whole discussion originally got started with Miss Benar's comment around creationism and evolution, and it seems to be in some American schools. There seems to be in some American schools, and I've known about it for a while, where they stopped teaching evolution for creationism, and to me that's dangerous, because it no longer means science is being. Well, she made the comment that there was a teacher who was going to teach evolution, but a lot of the parents refused to have their children in the class, so he didn't get to teach it. So in other words, in that
was
school,
it a private school?
They're only I don't know. They're only learning about creationism. They're not learning about evolution. And
I actually support you in criticism of that. So, do you know who taught me evolution? Do you know who taught me evolution at high school? A Christian teacher from my church.
Right, and again, it's not like you can't be religious and also a scientist. You're a demonstration of that. But what I'm saying is, it becomes very dangerous for religion to be the only thing that informs science, and it sounds like, at least in the example Miss Benar was giving, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I would agree that's dangerous as a Christian.
Allow science to be science and stand on its own legs, and allow religion to do the same. Otherwise, we may as well have a scientist going into your Sunday church and preaching about science for half of the session. I mean, and it's crazy. That's all I'm saying. And I think that religious people operate from the prism that because God exists for them, they're operating in that prism when they're having these discussions, which is kind of what Valen was doing, where you automatically assume or know God to exist. So when you're looking at science, you're operating from waiting to discover God, as opposed to, well, maybe God doesn't exist, and can we just get on with the science, please? That's kind of what I was saying.
I think there's a bit of a danger in asserting the null existence of God. In fact, I do, although I have many friends who are atheists, I have a lot more who are probably, I say, agnostic. I actually think I have a lot more empathy for the agnostic point of view than the atheist point of view, because one makes an assertion to the exclusion of evidence or historical accounts or, you know, personal experiences, rather than leaving the door open. Because here's the thing: when I did my honors thesis, I did not mention God once in my honors thesis, in my presentation, or in the written work, whatever. That doesn't mean that God doesn't exist. In that, it's just in that sphere. What's the most loving and respectful thing to do as a Christian? Is to do good engineering science practices. Now, so God was still present. I prayed to him daily for help, and so he was still present in that. I was reading the Bible with friends and everything through my whole thesis process. But in the work, just because I didn't mention him by name doesn't mean that he's not present in that work. Does that make sense? So I think a Christian scientist is absolutely dependent on God for, you know, sustenance.
So their work is inspired by the relationship they have with God, is what you're suggesting.
Well, yeah. Well, as if anything,
Okay.
like
Sure.
Because remember, as a Christian is a servant of God first and foremost, and then a scientist or a teacher or a mechanic or whatever secondary. So for me, I don't put on the hat as a scientist and on off again. I'm saying I'm a Christian 24/7, 365, whatever. And as I do certain things, that is all comes under a life that is surrendered to God. Does that make sense? So, like,
it does, but then, someone like you, Jay, who seems to be able to box their faith when they're doing, say, science, i.e. they're following the protocols of science, whatever that is. You seem to be able to box it, but you recognise that what's driving you is a relationship you have with God. I understand. Yeah. I understand that.
But I keep the criticisms for other Christians. Don't get me wrong.
But I do question whether, if you're fundamentally coming from the point of view that God exists, and you're doing science, that there must be times where that inquiry, that scientific inquiry, gets tainted.
You're going to have to ask some of the Nobel laureates who were Christians, or Jewish, that believed in God. Some.
Well, I don't have to because I already know that as a Jew we are the chosen people, and so I don't have to question that. That's fine.
But you'd have to ask them if it tainted them on their way to their Nobel Prize, because for many of them, they would say that they were not trying to ascribe God as the author of those things, but they recognized he was, and they were trying to figure out how he did it. And that didn't get in the way of their science, it inspired it.
And I get that.
And
I
just like the old scientists of when science was first getting its footing, and all of these amazing, heroes of science were, by and large, theists and strong Christians, and they believed they were worshiping God by doing good science, and that hasn't really changed.
The church hasn't always operated with those altruistic ideas in mind. I mean, scientists,
of course not.
There was a time, at least in Europe, where scientists were vilified for questioning.
I would say that's the church failing more than
Absolutely.
God failing.
It's a human failing. It's a human power failing.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
And the same is true of scientists who have not really held up to what the ideals of what an open and enlightened mind of science might produce.
It's just that the problem with people who potentially who have faith and are scientists is it opens the door to the problem we're facing now in our schools, which is, in some schools, evolution is not being taught because creationism is. And I think that's where that can lead to.
I don't know how many schools there are in America. There's some private schools where they can do that, but in all public schools, I don't know of any public schools.
I have no idea either. Again, it's Miss being asked comments.
Even in Australia.
We can blame.
But here's something else to note. So you can talk about creationism. Just so you know, there's old Earth creationism and young Earth creationism. So young Earth creationists believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. Old Earth creationists believe that it was about 4.3 billion. There was a period of time where species can be over millions of years, and they believe the authorship was that of God. And the account in Genesis 1 and 2 happened over a period of time that is not specified by 7 24-hour periods. I said in the old Earth creationist camp, I don't judge people in the young Earth creationist camp, because ultimately, believe it or not, if having a disagreement at the age of the Earth doesn't actually affect who someone believes is the author of everything. So for me, I see knowing who the creator of the Earth is has been a far more important thing than putting a number next to the age, even though I myself think it is 4.3 billion years old myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I don't even care about how old the Earth is, to be honest with you. But yeah, I do.
But we say
Dark made the same point. Dark made the same point earlier.
But anyway, we say with creationism taught, old Earth creationists actually do believe in a 4.3 billion year old Earth. Just saying. Just want to put that out there.
Okay. I got to go, and Dark, I think you're well past your bedtime.
I am, but I always enjoy these conversations, so it's in.
So do I. So do I. But I sometimes feel like, as Valen points out, I talk over people. But
that's all right. You get excited. That's fine.
Just got to talk over people, Valen.
Totally fine.
Shut up, Drax. Shut up. Anyway,
I mean, I could talk about this stuff for days and days, so it's all totally fine.
So could I, but I think we've. What's this stream numbers now?
We're down to -13 people are watching now.
Well done.
Yeah, we've actually gotten people to get off of Twitch completely. They've just run away.
Maybe they're exercising or sleeping. Anyway, I gotta go. Bye.
Hey, thanks so much for the drops, everybody. I'm going to go to bed. Jay-Z, glad you came in. Come in anytime. Love to talk about this stuff. I don't usually do it on the stream, but I'm happy to do it also. Hellbringer and Just Pyro and Valen, thanks so much. Fishy Ghost, if you're still there, hello and welcome. Miss BNR, Xeno Stanforth, oh my gosh, healed of Twitch. And McFish, I see her out there in Mittens. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time. This has been Ghostlands, the best place to waste the most important moments of your life. That's right, Ghostlands. Wish I could get to the stream stuff so I could play the outro. Here it is. Bye. Jay-Z, I should send you something I've got. I had a professor who did his doctoral thesis on Genesis chapter 1. And it's really fascinating. So maybe
I'll doing Genesis right now. We're actually in Genesis theories.
Well, this is great because it takes. Well, hang on a second. Let me get this stuff sent out here. Whoops. I'm trying to get my outro stuff going. There goes the outro, and good night, everybody. Blah ba da da ba da da ba da. And if I was Fishy Ghost, I'd be going blug 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 blug.